Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Dougie. We are remote today in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. Fall is in the air. It was my daughter's 21st birthday yesterday and we are celebrating by making her a nice pot of soup, one of her favorites. This is going to be a broccoli and cheddar soup. So we are going to do this today in the Instapot. It's going to be awesome. We've got chicken stock, we've got butter, we've got cheddar cheese, a little bit of heavy cream to finish things off, and I've got our vegetables here. I've got 1 onion, I've got broccoli, and about 4 stalks of celery, and maybe a couple, 3 tablespoons of flour. So I'm going to begin to cut this. The key to this is we're going to put a little butter in first, but I'm going to chop all these vegetables up real good, and we'll get them sauteing and go from there. Okay, so for the butter we're going to use about 2/3 of 1 stick, maybe 3/4 of 1 stick. I'm not good with math. But we're just going to pop that in there so I can get rid of this and move to the next thing. I have not turned it on yet. Okay, we've got the onion cut. Now moving on to the celery. And we want to make sure that it's small so it cooks up rather quickly. So we're going to strip it down and get it nice and small as we can. Maybe do our best we can. We're remote, you know. Okay, I've done the 4 stalks of celery. They're chopped up, diced up fairly small. I like a little substance in my soup anyway, a little bit of grit. I mean, dig it. So we're going to throw this one in and move on to the broccoli. And then we're going to turn it on and saute it. Okay, our last vegetable going in here is the king of the show, the broccoli. President Bush hated broccoli. He made it a point, but I like it. So we're going to get it going. Again, we want to cut it down as much as we can. It saves us a little hassle later. Remove any of the leaves when you see a leaf like this. No big deal. I just like clean soup, you know, no big deal. I used to make a lot of soup in my earlier days. This is the first batch of the fall season. And the stock is great. I mean, we're going to chop it all up. We'll dice that up nice and small, but it's nothing but fiber. All good. Okay, gang, everything's in here now. I've got the butter, I've got the onion, and the celery, and the broccoli. It has not been on. I am going to turn it on now. We're going to just hit the saute.
It's got to build up.
And start. It's just starting to work right now. It's the butter, all the butter hasn't melted yet, but it's just beginning. It's starting to smell wonderful. We're not making all that much, but what we are making is going to be delicious. So we're going to continue to saute, and when we have some juice in here, it's going to be time to add our flour and tighten it up as like a roux per se, a little bit of a roux, and then we'll move it into the chicken stock. Okay, we're getting there. The onions are starting to get translucent. We're starting to get a little bit of a liquid going. So I'm going to add some flour to this. Not much, but this will help it thicken up. It's our binder, one of our binders. So I've got a tablespoon here, and I'll spill a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to spill it into the pot. So we've got about 1. We'll call that 2. 3, maybe 1 more for fun. Okay, that'll be plenty. Let's put some black pepper in here to taste.
1, action.
A bay leaf, because just adds flavor. And we're getting a good stir so we can mix up that flour with the butter and the juices. Yeah, baby. This is doing just fine. Okay, so let's add some stock. This is a quart of stock that we will put in. And that deglazes the bottom of the pan, that pulls up all those flavors that are hiding down in there. Progresso stock. I don't see this in California, but I saw it here in Rhode Island. Okay, let's pull it all off of it, the sides, and stir it up. And we want to bring this to a boil. This is going to be yummy. What do you think, Maria? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to let it do its thing. We'll stir it occasionally, but we want to definitely bring it to a boil and continue the cooking of our veggie.
Action.
Okay, we're at a nice rolling boil right now. We're probably going to go like this for about 20 minutes until things are nice and soft. In the meantime, here's a commercial for Yingling.
Party time.
America's oldest brewery, not sold on the West Coast, but enjoyed every time I come back to the East. Cheers, y'all. Okay, we've been cooking here for about 20 minutes. It's reduced very nicely. I've tasted it. You always need to taste your product and see if it needs a little tweaking with a little salt and pepper. If this needs a little bit of salt, I'm going to be gentle with this because it's kosher. I've got maybe a half a teaspoon. I'm going to pop that in there. And then we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream to smooth this out. And then the cheese, and we're going to be done.
One, action.
As you put this in, stir it really nicely so we don't have an issue. A little bit more. Okay. And you see where we're going with this? The only ingredient we're going to need beyond here, I think, well, after a taste, would be the cheddar cheese, and it will melt and make it even smoother. Okay, so let me see where we're at. Oh, that's delicious. And we didn't put too much cream in. I'm talking this.
How much is that?
This was probably, this is a pint. I probably put in 1/8 of a pint, not much.
That's an ounce.
In ounces? We probably put
2 ounces.
If you did 1/8 of a pound.
1 to 2 ounces is it. I mean, just to get the texture that we're looking for, a little bit of smoothness, and then we will add the cheese and we will be done. This is about 3 ounces of cheese. We want to get a good mix on it so that it melts and disperses rather than clumps. And we're going to turn it off. Okay. It was Maria's 21st birthday yesterday. I came here to make her some soup and to make a show. Let's let her be the sample girl. So we're just putting a little bit here, and then we're going to garnish it with a little bit of cheese.
A little.
Just a little. Okay. I've turned the Instapot off. It's just coming down to a slow thing, and I'm telling you, it is delicious.
First taste. I'm gonna mix it in because I want it all cheesy. It's hot. You want me to put this in my mouth?
Well, just take a smaller bite. I like hot, man. My mouth is tempered.
Okay, thanks. So good. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That is so easy, and it took less than an hour to do. We did it all in one pot in the Instapot because of the saute mode. It's been turned off. I made a small amount. You could make more, but she has more stuff to make more soup later, and it'll be fresh for her then. I appreciate you guys watching. This is our third remote that we've done away from my kitchen, and share this with your friends and your family, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We appreciate it. Love you. Peace out.